Gotcha. Right, that is checkpoint number 22. And checkpoint is very important in what I'm doing because I am training for the World Championship adventure racing. Now you might be asking yourself, what is adventure racing? Adventure racing is a multi-sport adventure outdoor team race. Teams of 2, 3 or 4 people will race together in a team, stay together as a team, and experience many different disciplines throughout the race. The race can be short, it can be long. Short means sprint race, 4 hours, 6 hours non-stop racing. Or you can do a more harder, tougher expedition race. We can go up to 7 or even 10 days in a row. Non-stop racing in the outdoors. You'll be using your map, you'll be using your orienteering skills to find your way through the nature, the rough nature, anywhere in the world, and you will discover the most lovely places there are. All together with your team. In racing, it depends on the organizer which sections you will see or have to do. It could be roller skating, it could be skiing, you might be horse riding, you might be surfing on the sea, you might be sea kayaking, a lot of very different disciplines. During the race, one thing is important, is that you find as many or all checkpoints which you can find using your map and the information in the road book the organisation will give you and hand you over before the race to find the checkpoints you need. The more checkpoints, the better you'll be doing it. So try hard to get all the checkpoints there are out there. Now let me show you of which 4 main categories a race can exist. Number 1, movement by foot. That can be walking, very fast orienteering through the woods. It can be running through the mountains, high up, doing trekkings on altitudes going up to 4,000 meters. You might be wandering over ice fields or over snow. Okay, number 2 in adventure racing is a major part of mountain biking. And mountain biking can be very different in any race. It can be hard, it can be slow, it can be high, it can be flat, and it can be long. Your equipment is very important, of course. First, you need a bike. It must be working and in well condition. Your brakes must work, especially in the mountains. You need a helmet. If you crash, it's very good. You keep your head as nice as it is now. You've got a long way to go with that head. You got to use your map. You got to be orienteering on your bicycle, so we have a plateau for your map. And very important, and we experienced this with 2 guys from the outside innovation crew working here today. Went to a race in Sweden. We did the Explore Sweden, which was 800 kilometers, and this was very handy, we found. This is a towing device. Normally you use it to give your small dog a stroll in the park. We use it to tow each other, and that's very important in adventure racing as well, especially with mountain biking. You stick together and stay together, and that will make you have a nice race. So, World Championship Adventure Racing 2012 will be 230 kilometers of cycling, and I can assure you it will not be flat, and it will be a lot of carrying your bike. What you will be doing today, well, again, that is a surprise. Okay, discipline number 3 is on the water, always on the water. And well, for instance, you can be kayaking somewhere on a great wide ocean with nobody in sight for miles, or you can be kayaking on really white water somewhere down in France, as we're going to do this World Championship, or be whitewater rafting, which you can do as a team of 4, and just discover how hard it is to paddle these small white oceans of sea in the narrow gorges of wherever in the world. You might even be pack rafting, as we did in Sweden, for 7 kilometers non-stop swimming in your wetsuits in damn cold water, all the way through these cold fjords, and then lying on something that's floating but not really floats. The key thing is technique and keeping yourself warm and not getting cold, and staying together and just doing the thing you have to do to get there, and watching out for your safety, because it's water, and water is very dangerous. In the World Championships, the water disciplines will be a 90 kilometers total distance. You'll be on the water today as well. How long, how far, and how tough? Well, that's a surprise for you. Okay, number 4. Number 4 are the special tasks during an adventure race. And a special task is a special task in which you will be doing something different during the race, something different than the disciplines you will be doing during the race. So the special task is a technical thing, and you need to use your techniques and your abilities of doing things like climbing or crossing some various rivers, etc. So you might be thinking about an upside from a nice rock section. You might be thinking of a nice river crossing with ropes. For instance, you'll be doing some archery, like Robin Hood, and feeling yourself a real hero. So it's all about disciplines, it's all about techniques, and all about the ability of knowing what you are doing and keeping it safe. Okay, as you can imagine, adventure racing can be very dangerous. You need to take care of yourself and your team, because it can be very, very tiring after hours and maybe even days of racing. You might be getting a bit irritated, getting tired. You might not like your team member as much as you liked her or him before the race. You might not even like yourself. You might not even like racing. You might not even like the world. But one thing is a good thing to know. After the race, you always like it, and you tend to forget how much pain you had during the race. Okay, so far some information about the great sport of adventure racing. But welcome today to your adventure race, in which you will experience doing 4 different sections of different disciplines and having a great time, maybe the best day of your life so far. Okay, discipline number 1. Discipline number 1 will be orienteering and survival running, using the map again, of course, and experiencing some challenging rope sections on your way. So run fast and try hard. Man, this is tough. What are you doing? What I'm doing? Well, I'm doing what you will be doing. I'm kick biking. And in the kick biking section, in the red section, you'll be gathering new checkpoints. What does a checkpoint look like? Well, follow me. I found one in the forest. This is what your checkpoint will look like. A red and white ribbon to show you where you can find your pouch. This is the pouch. This is your checkpoint card. In the pouch we have several pins and needles. Don't put your finger in them. Just slide your map in them, push gently but hard, and leave behind your secret code in which we can verify if you did the right thing today. Let's go on. Okay, well, the blue section of this special race will be the special tasks. And I've got something very important. It is the blue map. This is the map with all the special tasks on it. The key thing about the special tasks in this race today is that you listen very carefully to what the crew tells you and explains you to do. That makes you the winner of today. Let me show you 2 examples. For example, very dangerous rope sections. Ah! Or example number 2, archery. Aim and fire. Way to go. Oops. This is the yellow section, and the yellow section is the water section. And in the water section today, your team will be doing various rounds, as many as possible, in a Canadian canoe. About 2 to 3 persons of your team will be sitting in a canoe, and you'll be doing round after round after round. And after each round, you'll be able to change places. So everybody in your team gets a go to make a terrific round in a nice canoe. And the nice thing about it, after every round, you'll receive 1 checkpoint. And the goal is, how many checkpoints will you get in 1 hour of time? Okay, what will you get from the organisation? The organisation will hand over in a few minutes from now your ID card. Okay, this is your Outside Innovation Adventure Race card. On it, your team number at the top. At the bottom, you can find your emergency phone number in which you can contact the organisations. And here, your personal coloured sequence in which you'll be doing the race. Starting off with green, and if you have your green map with you, this is your green map, you will start doing some trekking and some orienteering here in the surroundings, and after you've done the green one, after 1 hour of time, you'll do the yellow section followed by the red and the blue section, and your deadline will be also on this card. And of course you will find the map. You will have the first map in which you will use the map to orienteer yourself to get as much checkpoints as you need to get. Important during the race, do not use this road when there's a red line on it. It means you're out of bounds. The only way you can cross the road is using the pedestrian crossing here on the gap on the red line. And, oh, I hear something. It's a message. I just got a Twitter message, and it's just giving me a new assignment I have to do to get more checkpoints. It says, run into the water, get wet, find a checkpoint about 3 meters under the surface. Well, I'm not going to do that today. That's up to you. I hope you have a great time, and I hope to see you somewhere in the future doing a great adventure race after you've had this brilliant Outside Innovation Day.